Hey, welcome to Steve Davis Show. Special guest today is Ron Murphy, the head baseball coach at Rio Rancho. And Ron, thanks for coming on. It's been a while, but I tell you what, exciting things are happening in Rio Rancho right now. You're on a winning streak. We won't talk about that because you don't talk about those things, but things are looking good for you right now.
Yeah, we have a group of kids that are playing really hard, playing with a lot of intensity, and most of all, they're having fun playing the game of baseball. So it's fun to be around.
We kind of talked this before the show a little bit, but the expectations coming into this year. Did you feel that you're going to be, have a winning streak going and winning the way that you're winning?
I would say probably not. I mean, we thought we were going to be pretty good. I mean, we have some good players. We have a good program. I got some great assistant coaches. So we thought we were going to be pretty good. We knew we had some tough games playing down in El Paso, so we didn't know how we were going to come out of there. We have a lot of pitching that were trying to get time on the mound, and we didn't know how some of the kids were going to perform on the mound. So that's kind of what we use El Paso 4 or 5 games. We kind of throw everybody and see where we're at. So, and then the way we're winning, we've scored a lot of runs lately. Obviously I'm not the hitting coach. That's probably why we're scoring so many runs, but our coaching staff, Coach Gino, Coach Mike, Coach Richard, and Coach David Gomez has done a great job with our kids, with the hitting and the drills and everything we've done. So a lot of our credit for the way we're playing goes to our coaching staff, no doubt.
Well, I've been covering you, for I think 16 years now. ProView's been covering Rio Rancho, covering your tournament, and I'm saying that I was proud of my 16 years, but really you've been coaching for 38 years, so I hadn't even covered half of your success in your history of what you've done for the state of New Mexico and all your accomplishments.
Well, to be honest, and I'm being 100% honest here, what the state of New Mexico, the baseball programs I have coached for, and the kids that I have coached have done a lot more for me than I could ever hope to do for anybody else. So I'm very grateful for the game of baseball. I'm very grateful for relocating to New Mexico and meeting the people I've met out here. Started at Sandia High School with people like, Coach Ottman. Went to Highland High School, and Steve Roselle was a great mentor. And then I went to, St. Pius, which I just adored their kids and their parents. And now I'm home, Rio Rancho High School, 25 years since the school is open. I'm the only head coach that has been here. I live in Rio Rancho. I love Rio Rancho. I've been here before I got the job here. So I'm very blessed that I have great assistant coaches, great players, a great community. Our administration at Rio Rancho Public Schools is second to none. My principal, my athletic director, everybody is just so supportive of athletics out here and our coaching staff that I'm very blessed, man. That's all I can say.
Well, I tell you, you had a lot to do with, your facilities. I mean, you kind of walked me through, that when you went out to Rio Rancho, all the things that you progressed with making that one of the nicest stadiums in the state of New Mexico.
Well, it was interesting. Our first ever athletic director, Mr. Gary Beam, who started all this and hired such a great staff and me. I remember sitting in the interview room and he showed me these 2 fields we were going to have when I got hired and how great they were going to be. And then I got hired and they ran out of money, so we had no fields. So we practiced at the Little League field.
He did a good sales job on you, didn't he?
He certainly did. He certainly did. And I love Mr. Beam to death, and I thank God he hired me. But, we ran to the Little League fields for 2 years, played our home games there, 300-foot fences. And you know what? It started with our booster club and our parents and the community. We raised a little bit of money for the grass on the field, put a fence around it, and it just progressed every year where we added stuff. And then we finally, the school district came in and passed one of the bond issues, got us some turf. We got the city and the county to help build the JV field. We got All-State Steel to help build us the indoor batting cage and the outdoor batting cages. Our parents laid the cement for the wall and the dugouts. We built them ourselves with the parents and the kids. People like Tony Otero at Dairy Queen that just was there every step of the way has been amazing. With leadership of Gary Beam, with Dr. Cleveland being the superintendent of our schools, and business leaders like Tony Otero, we're still getting bigger and better. Now that we have, a great facility, we're not done yet. We're still trying to make it even better, bigger, and we got a lot of national attention with this facility, and we're very, 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 very proud of it.
Well, and you built the press box. You got the new press box back there, and it's you go to that stadium, and I tell you, we like it because we're protected. It's one of the the places that that we don't have to worry about our cameras getting either rained on or blown away. So
we're blessed that Bruce Carver is now our new district athletic director. Well, he kind of was, then he left, and he's back. But Bruce Carver was a big, he didn't come in and just sit down and let the facility be as it is. One of the first things he did was build us a press box, a nice press box for the media and for us to showcase our facility. And he's done tremendously repairing and getting us a lot of other stuff done. So, now having Bruce Carver on board and all the athletic directors we've had here have been so supportive. And like I said, between our parents, our assistant coaches, we put a lot of blood and tears into that facility, and I'm real grateful for all the help we've had.
You made a great point. The administration, what for both Cleveland and Rio, for the whole, the community, but the communities really back both, Rio Rancho and Cleveland. I mean, it's it kind of Bruce Carver brings that he comes from Hobbs, and he brings that. I'm from Clovis, and it seems like when you have a one sport town or one deal, usually the community's really very supportive, and you see that in Rio Rancho.
Yeah, you know what? I think Cleveland kind of started out with, there was never really bad blood. We had some rivalries before Cleveland with Siebler and stuff, but us in Cleveland had, there might have been some little things at first, but it's been a good relationship. Our kids all know each other well. They play in the same little leagues. They play on the same club teams. We have the great McDermott Athletic Center, the MAC, now in Rio Rancho, and it's right between us and Cleveland High School. So all of our athletes, basketball, baseball, and, they all go there, and they play on the club teams together in the off season. So I think the fact that the McDermott Athletic Center is a big baseball facility in Rio Rancho, and both Cleveland players and Rio Rancho players, as well as many other schools, use it. It's really helped bond the two schools, and we do get along pretty well.
Well, you say that out there, but when you're on the field, it's one of the unbelievable rivalry. But Rio Rancho is really it's funny. You got you start out with Siebler because with Siebler, some of the when Siebler started, some of the people were going. Rio Rancho was going to Siebler, and then when they came to school, they had the choice of going to Siebler or going to Rio Rancho. So that rivalry was really intense, and then you had Cleveland, and when that started out, people were having to make a decision on whether they're going to go to Rio Rancho. Some of the coaches went from Rio Rancho, went to Cleveland, and then now Volcano Vista. I'm telling you, that seems like that's everybody's big rivalry because of the success they've had too.
When we opened up, my first baseball tryouts, we had kids from Cibola, Valley, and Del Norte. And kids from, I have a player that tried out that first year, Josh Lacombe, that played for us, and he's now one of my assistant baseball coaches on staff. So we had kids from all over, and then Cibola became our first rivalry, and so we had to piece things together. And then Cleveland came on board, and so we lost a lot of players and students, so we had to rebuild again a little bit. And then now Volcano, like you said, but it's just giving more opportunity for more kids to play the game of sports, at all levels for all of us. So, I couldn't imagine just having us still here without Cleveland. We're two powerhouses now in every sport. We both have, you look at football, Cleveland and Rio Rancho dominate a lot of games in football. You look at wrestling, you look at soccer, you look at all these sports, girls softball. Rio Rancho and Cleveland, we're proud to be from Rio Rancho. It's a great town. It's a great community, like you said.
I'll tell you what, we're going to go to the Dream Style Top 10 Plays of the Week, and then we're going to come back and talk more about Rio Rancho baseball.
Yes, sir.
checks the man at second. Comes in with an off-speed pitch, and Gilliam continues the tide. The play is over at first base, and runners will tag up at first and third, and it's an RBI single for the pitcher, Gilliam. Victory over the Goddard Rockets last night. Smith obliterates that one to right center field and kiss that one goodbye. Raskin Smith rounds the bases, and the Rams nail a homer. Score goes 6-2 as Smith touches them all. High pressure situation. Does he have the leverage? He does! Gilliam strikes the man out, and that will do it. Valley Vikings hold on to win this one 3-1 over the Academy Chargers.
That one bounces, coming loose, going for the tag. Goddard. Hannah Martinez. Jim brings it. There's a shot. That one's deep. Deep. Bye-bye. Hannah Martinez, a one-run home run.
Two for three and has hit into a double play. Infield is in. They're trying to play the double play. And that will get through. The Carlsbad Cavemen will walk this one off.
This time she golfs that one. That one's going, bye-bye. Jonah Aragon laces that one.
And Meadows gets a yank on that ball and kiss it goodbye. Sandia empties the benches. Jameer Meadows sends that ball long, and it's a 2-0 lead for last year's runners-up. This is a high-pressure situation. Can Peterson bail himself out? Mabry tattooed to right center field, and get that ball out of here. Mabry with another home run. And Matt Mabry has given us a one-run game late in this.
He swings at that one. And that's going to be a great catch there by the center fielder.
Stucco is the way to go. A Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream Style Stucco.
We got Ron Murphy, head baseball coach at Rio Rancho High School. And Ron, I tell you, I know let's talk about your tournament. I think it's an emotional tournament for you. I mean, and speak on what behalf of the player and what that tournament has just meant for you personally.
Well, we've always wanted to run a tournament, and I didn't want just a tournament that had any teams in it. I wanted quality teams. So the idea and the format has always been like, let's bring some Southern teams down here to the north and try to get 4 Southern teams and 4 Northern teams where we usually don't play each other and get to see each other a little bit. So that's what we've done, and we try to get quality teams every year. We go after the Carlsbads, we go after the La Cuevas, Sandias, Valleys, and Roswell Goddard has always had a great program, Albuquerque Academy, St. Pius. We've been very fortunate that a lot of teams want to come play in that tournament. And we play in memory of Sal Puente. Sal played for us years ago and unfortunately passed away in a car accident. And, so we play this in his memory and his honor. His mom and dad, and were both at the game. And so was his Uncle Robert, who's head coach at Cibola. His dad's the head coach at Bernalillo. The whole family comes out. Even after all these years, they come and partake in being part of that tournament. So, yeah, it's a great tournament. We have the best hospitality room in the state, I am told. We try to take care of everybody, feed everybody, and we just want it to be a great atmosphere. And the feedback we get from that tournament is phenomenal, from whether we have Major League Scouts there, which we've had in the past, because, obviously Carlsbad's, has some players that get scouted. Cleveland's had some. Rio Rancho has had some. When the Blake Swiharts and the Alex Bregmans play in this tournament, you're going to have people there, whether they be college scouts, pro scouts. And so we've had a lot of success with a lot of great people coming to watch our tournament over the years.
Well, Aaron Rivera, he gave you a thumbs up on the hospitality room, and I didn't make it out there this year because I was sick. I had the flu, and you beginning of the show you said the weather's been really inconsistent this year, but both teams had to play in it. So
yeah, we don't care what the weather is, as long as it's the same weather in the other dugout. We're good. We'll play in any weather. We have this saying, every day we walk on the field, it's baseball weather today. And we don't care if it's snowing, 50 miles per hour wind, if it's freezing, or if it's hot as can be, it's baseball weather. I'd rather be on a baseball field any day than anywhere else. So every day is baseball. Matter of fact, I texted my staff this morning, and the first thing I told them was baseball weather. And that's kind of the motto we have on our team is, as long as the other team's playing in the same conditions as us, we'll always be ready to get after it.
Well, you got to play an intriguing week in the Metro tournament. I mean, you talk about weather. I mean, that was almost every day there was some kind of delay or something. I mean, how do you keep your team focused when you may know that you may not finish the game, or you may finish the game, or you may have delays? How do you keep them focused?
I think what you do, and it's kind of like we did. I think we learned this over the COVID year, is you can't let outside things affect you. Because if you get frustrated as a coach, and if you make some comments that are negative, or you do this, your team kind of takes the same attitude, the same personality. So whenever we have a weather delay, a lightning, the COVID years when we had to go in groups of 4, we make everything sound positive to our kids. Hey, this is great. This is to our advantage. Hey, this delay is going to help us a little bit. Let's go get some water. Hey, let's talk strategy. Let's do this. We try to make it into a positive atmosphere no matter what it is and how frustrated we are. We just can't show that frustration to our kids. So they pick up on us taking it as a positive, and they go with it. And, that's part of what coaching is about.
Well, it's kind of, you play the La Cueva game in the finals, and it was postponed. It was supposed to be on a Saturday. You play it on a Monday, and I can't remember. It gets called in the 5th inning because of the weather. And make sure I'm correct on this, but I think you had to wait almost 10 days before you got to play the last inning of that game.
It was more like 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. We had to play the last. We came back in the 5th inning. La Cueva had bases loaded in the top of the 5th. There was 1 out. We were up 12-5. So we had to get on the field, and our biggest fear of that game was that they would have a leadoff double, and all of a sudden that 12-5 was a 12-8. So our whole philosophy for that game was, let's get the first batter out. We really wanted to make it 2 outs with bases loaded instead of 1. We didn't look at winning that game. We didn't look at trying to get a bigger lead. We didn't look like them catching up. All we cared about was, let's get the first batter. And if we could get something positive out of that first batter and get him out, we considered that a win. We were willing to trade a run at that point for an out if we had to. And Dylan Archuleta, our pitcher, came in and just pummeled, got 2 outs on 7 pitches, and we were flying high.
Well, I'll tell you, now you're in, you started district play, and, we kind of talked about your district is not an easy district. I mean, every game, and you got a target on your back.
No, yeah, we do have a target on our back, and we're proud of that. If you have a target on your back, that means you've got a history of being successful. La Cueva always has a target on their back. Carlsbad has a target. There's a lot of teams that have targets on their backs, and to me, it's a compliment. It's a pat on the back for what you've done with that program and the success your kids have had. So it's kind of nice having a target on you. Again, you use it as a positive. You let the kids realize that that's a good thing. You got to compete every game, no matter who you're playing. And yeah, it's a great district. I talked to Robert Fuentes, the head coach of Cibola, this morning. And we talked about that. There's, man, Atrisco's having a great year. Cibola's twice as good as they've been in a long time. And then you have Volcano, Rio Rancho, and Cleveland that have always been really good. There's no easy win in this district. It's competitive. We have great kids in this district. Every one of us have some kids that can compete. Volcano has Reagan Hall over there that just gets after it. You got Barella over there at Cleveland. We have Seth, Baskin. I can name our whole lineup, and we're pretty good. And, there's no easy win in our district, and it's a tough district for sure.
Hey, Ron, thanks for coming on the Steve Davis Show, and good luck to you we got plenty of time? Okay, we're going to go to a commercial right now. I'm going to come back and finish up.
I'll be here.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With You're Covered from U.S. Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At U.S. Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean more.
Ron, you here?
Now I am, yes, sir.
Okay. Well, Ron, I tell you, what was your thoughts, winning the Metro tournament? I know that it's nice to always take that trophy back home.
Yeah, you know what? It was nice, that seeing that play out right there. That was our freshman Dean Ellison who hit that triple down the left field line and scored 3 runs. And that's what I like about this team. It's a different hero every game for us, and kudos to our guys on the bench. I mean, our guys who haven't quite played as much as some of the other kids, they've been so positive and so much part of our program. They throw BP for us and they do everything. We have a really well-bonded team. We have 19 guys, most I've ever carried. And, it's been such a great team to coach. I'm very fortunate.
Well, I tell you, I know that's a great compliment for as many years as you've coached, and I think as you get older, it really shows what you've done with your program and what the student athletes think of you.
Well, like I said, I'm very fortunate. My assistant coaches play a huge part in our program and how much success we've had, especially, with my health going down a little bit the last couple of years. My assistant coaches have stepped it up even more and taken more time with practice and doing things. And, they've really helped me get through some things. And our players, our great parent support. You talk about the hospitality room in the South Fuentes tournament. Our booster club, runs everything for that tournament, and they do an outstanding job. And then again, Tony Otero, Dairy Queen, our big sponsor, and the McDermott Athletic Center. Hey, for those of you that are out there, you need to get to the McDermott Athletic Center and Dairy Queen in Rio Rancho and spend some money.
Well, I tell you, I mean, that's, when I go out there, it's funny how that works for people. That I find myself going to that Tasty Freeze and getting me something to eat just because of what they do for you and also the rest of the programs at Rio Rancho. We talked about your district, which is a rivalry. Almost every game is a rivalry for the history of, for Rio Rancho. And like I said, we talked about it being with Cibola and then with Cleveland and now Volcano, and then you got Atrisco. You got these teams, but it's I tell you, the coaching of all your district is really, top notch.
Yeah, we got quality coaches in our district, no doubt. The other thing I'm very, very proud of is being a president of the New Mexico High School Baseball Coaches Association. So I've gotten to know a lot of the coaches in the whole state, from single A, double A, triple A, and we have great coaches in this entire state, not only in our district, but the entire state at every level has some great coaching. Our kids are blessed in this state to have so many coaches that care, put the time in, work hard with their kids, and I'm always excited to see all these other schools post stuff on Facebook and what they're achieving and the community service work they do. And so we have great coaches in our district, but I'll take that further and say we have great baseball coaches in the state of New Mexico who we're very proud of.
Well, I'm going to take it to another level. Not only in baseball, but everything. I mean, it's amazing the great coaches we have in the state of New Mexico in all sports. And it's a reflection on you as your tenure. I mean, 38 years, and there's so many coaches out there that have great tenure, and then they're also great role models for young coaches coming up.
Well, we learn. I think the things we've done is we've learned from our mentors. I've had some great high school coaches in New York that taught discipline, getting there on time, hard work ethic, and I just had the honor to see some of them in Florida when I went to watch my son play, and I got to hang out with some of my old football coaches in my old Newfield High School, and that was really cool. And what we've all done is we've learned to learn from others. I learned a lot from Coach Jim Ottman and then the way he did things. We had Donnie Lorette over there at Farmington. One of the mentors, Tim McCorkle, Bill Gracie. Tom McLemore. I could draw out names, Jim Johns, John Gutierrez at Bloomfield. I could draw out names all day of people that I've learned from. As a coach, we haven't invented this game. We haven't invented the world of coaching. We've learned it from other people. We've learned it from, national conventions. I've listened to Tommy Lasorda, Cal Ripken, Nolan Ryan, Tom House speak at these conventions. And we try to learn from them to make us better so our kids can be better. But we've had some great mentors of coaches in all sports, like you said, guys like Gene Pino and, in this state. And we're very blessed.
Well, I'll tell you what, Ron, hey, thanks and congratulations on your success so far this year. Keep it going, and we'll be out there supporting you.
Thank you so much for today and everything you guys do for high school sports. We appreciate you.
All right. Good luck to you.
Thank you.